Joining us now is Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar. He is joining us from the US on the cusp of something which is historic and perhaps never seen before. We will try and go across to him. He's busy getting set for the World Culture Festival and this is historic. Pranam, Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar. Namaste, sir. This is Anand Narasimhan here. Thank you so much.
Namaskar.
How are the preparations for the World Culture Festival going? This is historic, right at the National Hall, never before, Gurudev.
Yes. It's in the National Mall. It's going very well. There's a lot of enthusiasm in the people here, and people from around the globe are coming to Washington, D.C. Yes.
Is this bigger than what we have ever seen before? Can you tell us how many are participating? And I believe it's a who's who in the list of the coordination committee itself. That itself is a wonder list.
Yes, we have 64 dignitaries, leaders, present and past, heads of state of many countries are there, and thought leaders will be there. Yes, it's going to be a very big, historic one in Washington, D.C., yes.
And we're given to understand nearly 40,000 artists will be participating from across the world, Prabhu?
About 17,000. India, we had 36,000, but here the space is very limited. You can't have so many. And due to visa reasons, many cannot join from other parts of the world. But mostly people from here will be participating. Yeah.
Gurudev,
there is so much polarization now in here, and people are looking forward for this positive energy which can bring people together and also address mental health, environmental issues, and to come together in our ancient thought of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That's the scheme. Yeah.
But there are some who are questioning this very ancient wisdom itself closer home, Gurudev. Those who are saying they want to eradicate Sanatan Dharma.
These are it's not worth commenting on this. They are just saying if you remove Shiva from the Dravidian culture doesn't stand. Shiva, the Shaivism is part of Dravidian culture, and so also all the Tamil scriptures have sung so much about the four Vedas and the ancient system. And yes, caste system, if they say caste system should be done away with, yeah, of course. And for this, Arya Samaj has come up, and Swami Dayanand Saraswati has fought against it, and many saints and sadhus from time immemorial have been raising their voice against caste system. Janmana jayate shudra, karmana dvija uchyate. It's only through action all the varnashrama was done, not through. If you see that way, among the 1,000 rishis, so many are from downtrodden caste, backward and even Dalit. And so our main important two epics of India, Ramayana, Mahabharata, were contribution of Dalit. So we cannot say that Sanatan Dharma is only caste system. That is a wrong perception, and taking that as an excuse and beating up Sanatan Dharma is not the right thing to do. It's not right at all.
Why do you think it is happening then, Gurudev? Is this lost on those who are doing it, or do you believe there is an ulterior motive?
Ignorance, sheer ignorance. And I don't know, the motives only they should tell us. It's not going to be good for them even, because people are very deeply religious. Even around the world, even Tamil Nadu also, people are very deeply religious. Yeah.
And around the world, Gurudev, there is a larger acceptance for the ancient, Sanatan Pratha or Hinduism, the Hindu way of life. What is your feedback when people are seeing the successful hosting of the G20 and so much of our ancient civilizational ethos being reflected on various platforms, be it art, be it the handicrafts, be it the gifts, be it the representation of the Kala Chakra or Nalanda.
I mean, it's total stupidity to disown one's roots. And, you know, our ancient culture is present throughout the globe. It's in Fiji, it's in Mauritius, it's in Suriname, so far here in the Central American continent, in Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad, Tobago. Even in Peru, when you go, you find Ganesha statues. You know, South America, as far as South America, in the Mayan culture, you find roots to Sanatan Dharma. So, and people today, they appreciate, and the great movies here in Hollywood are made based on scriptures like Yoga Vasishta, the Inception, and you know, Matrix. They are all based on our ancient scripture. So, while scientists around the globe are appreciating the ancient culture, you cannot just root it out like that. You know, if you go to the CERN Institute in Switzerland, where you know, the quantum physics and quantum scientists are there, you find a big Nataraja statue right in front of CERN Institute.
Yes.
And people are respecting the ancient religion because it brings liberty. It just takes one to a plane where you balance your inner life and outer life.
I know you have been in the thick of a lot of preparations for the World Culture Festival, and I'm sure you would have also seen the iconic moment for us, Chandrayaan, and that landing point also named Shiva and Shakti. And scientists wanted it named. The Prime Minister called for it, but the scientists approved it, sir. So science and spiritualism going hand in hand there.
Absolutely. You know, the G20 was such a big pride to the country, and the whole world is appreciating how the ambience of G20 and where we went, the Bharat Mandapam, and people are of great price to this, you know. For the first time, even those media which were not writing so good about India have started to appreciate the progress India has made. And India is, you know, unless you honor your roots and come out of the colonial slavish mindset, you cannot make a progress. I'm happy that India is really on the trajectory of progress and growth. You know, this need to be appreciated.
Increasingly,
and it is so refreshing. It's so wonderful to see that we are who we are, and we are presenting who we are authentically, not hiding. You know, on outside you appear very secular, inside you do all your practices, and that is that doesn't speak about a good statesmanship. You know, we have to exhibit, we have to take pride in our roots, in our culture, and at the same time, the very fabric of Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism, or even Dravidian culture is Emmadamum Sammadamini. That means we accept all the streams of thought. Ano Badra Krataboyantu Vishwatobo. See, even Charvaka, who was an atheist, was also given honor in the Sanatan Dharma. Even Charvak, who said there is no God, and even in Vedas it is mentioned that people who say there is no God are also part of our society, our creation. So this is a dharma which honors everybody, which accommodates every stream of thought, and which is dynamic and progressive. Like every religion has some things that they have to improve or change, or transformation has to happen in those fields. So Sanatan Dharma also, you know, has practices that need to be changed.
But Gurudev, that is reform.
There is a saying in English: "Don't throw the baby with the bath water." Yeah.
But what you're talking, Gurudev, is reform, and nobody has ever rejected reform or resisted reform, especially within the Sanatan Pratha. But larger conversation is that this way of life is fascist, this way of life is an imposition, this way of life is fundamentalist, and that's why Hindutva or Sanatan Dharma needs to be dismantled, it needs to be eradicated. Would you agree with such conversations, such statements, sir?
No. Nobody will agree. No sane person will agree on this stuff. Yeah. So there is terrorism. You can't say Islam should be eradicated because there is terrorism. I mean, Muslims are themselves are against terrorism. So many people are raising their voice. And that it doesn't make much sense. You know, Spanish Inquisition happened. Christian faith was against scientists in Europe, in Spain. Nobody said we should eradicate Christianity. Right? Only said we have to think positively. So many scientists were prosecuted in Europe because Christianity is not in sync with science. Will anybody say it has to be eradicated? It doesn't make sense. Yes, reforms have been happening in almost all faiths around the world, and Hinduism is more open to reform. It was never shut its doors. We were never fanatic in our nature. And so we continue to be that way. And some statements here and there is not going to make any big difference. Yeah.
Gurudev, we are currently in a deeply polarized world. What is going to bring Samanvaya? How are nations, people, identities going to try and come together to work together? This Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, how is it going to be achieved?
The G20 has really showcased India's role and how our Prime Minister has conducted and our Foreign Minister has really brought all the forces together, and it is a big win for us. You know, while some people thought it's going to be a failure, we did succeed in coming up with a resolution. And India has this capacity, you know, we have that wisdom, we have that power, we have that culture of uniting people and seeing the world as one family. It's in our DNA, I would say. Yeah.
But do you see that growing respect for India, India's stature growing, because you have traversed the world, you have resolved so many conflicts, engaged with so many state leaders. Do you see that respect, stature of India, Bharat growing?
Of course. It is really growing, and it's grown. See, here in the World Culture Festival, we are bringing people from Israel, from Palestine, from Russia, Ukraine, from India and Pakistan and all other nations. Koreans are going to be part of the World Culture Festival. So, we have a platform here for everyone to come and feel the oneness of mankind and move forward. That is the way forward. You know, conflicts we have had, and it doesn't take us anywhere, and it doesn't do any good to anybody. So we have to come from the sense of cooperation and compassion and togetherness. Yeah.
Prime Minister, the President, slowly voices within the government, top leaders are slowly calling us more Bharat and less of India as a usage. Do you welcome it? There are allegations of a name change afoot. Are you worried about that, or you would believe that we are Bharat and we should call ourselves Bharat? Your position, Gurudev?
Yes. If Madras could be changed to Chennai and Bangalore can be changed to Bengaluru, Calcutta could be called as Kolkata, then why should we shy away from calling Bharat as Bharat, which has been there? You know, the word Bharat itself means where bright people are. The bright word in English comes from Bha. Bha means Bhati, that is bright. One who is engaged in brilliant work, or one who are brilliant, people of brilliance are Bharat. and we should be very proud of calling ourselves Bharat. Yeah.
Final question, Gurudev. Final two questions. One is what has happened just now over the last 24 hours. We are losing braves to terrorist attacks. On the one hand, we are talking about Samanvaya, everybody coming together. On the other hand, this conflict never seems to resolve itself. What's the answer? Should India now start, or should we start becoming aggressive? Should we use our Shakti to try and get peace, Shanti?
You need both. On one side, we need to be strong. If you are weak and talk about peace, it's not going to work. Talk of peace can happen when you are in a position of strength. That has value. Yeah. Someone who is wealthy can renounce. Someone who is a beggar cannot say, I have renounced anything. So we must come from a point of strength, and for that we have to be really prepared, And then people will listen to the dialogue of peace also. The narrative of peace should come from the place of strength. Yeah.
Gurudev, my final question. What should one expect towards the end of this month, the 29th, 30th, the World Culture Festival? What would be your appeal to people?
Yeah, end of this month we are having this World Culture Festival 29th, 30th and 1st of October. And let us again make life a celebration. There are contentious issues. They do keep popping up here and there. But let's not harbor that in our heart and have any type of hatred to anyone, ideologically or otherwise. So, unity among diversity is our strength, and let us make the world a better place for this and coming generation. So I would encourage everyone to participate, and in some way or other participate in helping our planet to be a better place, reduce violence. We want to see a violence-free and stress-free society. And a healthy body and a clear mind. For this, let's all work together, and it will be telecast and webcast throughout the world, and you can all see and enjoy the messages from world leaders as well as the performance of artists from around the globe.
We are looking forward to that. We are looking forward to that, Gurudev. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for speaking with us. Wish you all the very best to you and your team.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Gurudev